YouTube, what the crap's going on? Welcome back, HeirofCarthage here. We're going to continue this campaign right where we left off. Let's start by fighting this battle against the Sunpu Navy. Okay, folks, the battle is underway. Again, apologize for not having the cinematic battles this time around, but I'm recording this, before going into vacation, just like I was the last episode. So things are going to be a little bit different this week as I'm very strapped for time. I will get to some of your comments that were back from on 2 episodes ago. I only got to 1 on the last recording. Look, I've got 3 different sets of torpedoes on the way. I'm using armor-piercing shells, so I maintain good range. How did they shoot at me without me being shot at? They must have just been on the very edge of their range. Back forward slow. They shouldn't have better range than me. This Kasuga may be at risk from those torpedoes. And the enemy is well within range, so let's continue to make sure we stay in range. I'm using armor-piercing shells, again, to try and get the max range, which should still give me some good opportunities to start fires on their vessels, but at the same time, allow me to maintain some very good range. Alright, my torpedo boats are going backwards still. I was just backing them out. Did we score? We did score a single torpedo hit. Right here on that wooden Kasuga, it's now gone. Looks like their fleet is taking heavy casualties, and I'm taking very little fire in return, which is exactly the way I want things here. I'm going to continue to turn and keep fire on this Conran Maru. I believe it. No, they've got one more ship back here. It's a Chiton. Is on fire. It's under fire, too, from my Kotetsu-class ironclad. Excellent. So the enemy navy is nearly routed.
Your general is in terrible
Yeah, my
danger.
general just took a wad of friendly fire there, so thanks, jerks. Alright, there we go. Victory. Alright, that should have been a no damage scenario, but it was not, unfortunately. We captured a ship, which I don't want, because that's just going to increase my upkeep cost. But it did force some of their ships into an attrition zone, which is great. I do not want this wooden Corvette, so I'm going to scupper that. And let's see. Is that really too expensive for me to repair, or is my port damaged? Oh, my port's damaged, so I can't repair here. All my ports here are going to be damaged. In fact, I don't think I have a working port anywhere in the neighborhood. It's okay. I mean, we didn't really take any significant damage on these boats. Took a little bit. We should still be okay to fight. The nearest working port I have is all the way back here. Could sail back. I mean, over the next few turns, might as well just keep this fleet in good repair. We're not going to end up in any kind of terrible position. So we're making just enough money to stay alive, which is kind of what I expected. Almost every building in my entire territory is damaged because the AI, and that's just the way they function. We are starting to see settlements become pro-independent, though, which is great, as we'll start to see some shift away from this terrible public order, which means that each turn we'll just have to kind of come and check on this tax situation, whether or not we can untax a settlement. So like right here, probably not yet, though we're getting close, and you can see how much it's going to help us to start to begin taxing even just these couple of settlements again. And then as we're able to slowly start to repair our buildings, like our farmland and other things where we're suffering lost income, because we are suffering lost income from those buildings, then we'll be in good shape. But yeah, we weren't very well prepared for this rebellion, and we're paying a price for it right now, a pretty deep price, in fact. But I think we can survive it because just no one has been able to come up and, best us in combat, and without my army being dead, we stand a chance of surviving. I've got 2 armies, in fact, and neither one has fallen. So back to some of the comments. Look, here we're going to lose Awaji, which I do believe we are taxing at the moment. It's got a rebellion going, as well as the fact that the Tosa have arrived. Jonathan Pup says, remember to check that you're taxing your provinces or not. I think one of your provinces in the Heartland is exempted, just to let you know. Thanks for the reminder. I did remember, surprisingly. It's probably difficult to imagine. Look at this. The same fleet we just kicked the crap out of came back to do more bombardments. The AI is just relentless with bombardments. They will send 50 single ship fleets and just bombard you into an oblivion. Because it hurts you as a player. It does. It hurts you a lot. It eats up your entire economy off of bombardments. And they know it. And whoever programmed them at CA is a very unkind soul to have made them that way. So we are pro-Emperor here, so that's good news. Mimasaka could really use better defenses, but I just can't afford it. And then I've got, you know, some army here. I'm thinking about whether I should transfer a couple troops up to this garrison, but I don't know. I'm going to just play it safe for now. Because I can't afford to lose it. This one, though, has Gatling towers, which help us. I could take a couple of these elite levy infantry and transfer them up here just to make this garrison more strong. But, I mean, if we get hit by a large army of Choshu, it's going to go down anyway. So some part of me is thinking maybe just leave those in Bizen to defend. We need to hit the Choshu. And I need to start by securing all of Kyushu in my favor, which would be a great start. To get rid of this tiny Sunpu fleet here. There we go. I'm going to leave this fleet here for the moment. Actually, I'm not, because that port's nowhere near repairing. Yeah, all my ports are out of commission, but eventually... Well, actually, that port's back in commission. Your buildings will eventually repair. It just takes a very long time for that to happen. I wonder what type of enemy army protects Buzen. I'm gonna inch forward here and see. Not much. If I attack them here, it should pull out their whole garrison. And then we should be able to take Buzen, and that'll be one less province in control of the Chosi. They ran away from me, of course. I can't quite reach Buzen, so we're going to take some attrition on this turn, but we should be able to wipe these guys out, and then I'll hold these two provinces together. Everything we can pick up and make money off of is going to be worth it. This is just such a rough little spat we got to go through here. Let's get our geisha back in here to entertain nobles. That should help increase our income. Suo is now back in the positive unhappiness, but I wouldn't say it's real happy. Let's wait a couple more turns before we try and tax them. These guys are 100% pro-Emperor? Really? What? It's not even wavering. How come we don't have any... I don't understand why there's no allegiance spreading here. Could put in a police station to try and help with it. Adds repression and spread of influence. Right now we're getting no influence spread for some reason. And development, resistance. Imperial versus independent influence plus 1.5. Pro-imperial influence from neighboring provinces. Ruling clan is independent. Okay. So it's having some issues because of that. This is going to be a risk, but I'm going to put a police station in here. It'll help with the happiness and repression, or it'll help with repression and help us maybe overcome that deficit. But if we knock out this settlement for the Choshu, that might also help. Well, no, it won't, because Nagato is right there. So we just need to start hurting the Choshu, and the sooner the better. It's going to be a mess, folks. This is going to get a lot uglier before it ever gets better. There goes Awaji. There's no way we can hold off Tosa. We're going to have to just hope they stay on their island. Fortunately for me, I didn't lose much money at Awaji. Yeah, look, see, here's the never-ending bombardments. They just won't give it up. Ooh, the rebels attacked the Tosa, though, at least. Now they have a bunch of levy infantry, so we're going to have to go retake Aki. This is frustrating, because that was probably a tax-collecting province for me. It was. I'm going to have to go retake that. And And the unrest is not going to stop anytime soon, folks. Our train station's damaged, so I can't travel by rail to Aki. It's damaged on both ends. I don't think we can travel it. This is the current station. Selected area may not travel this station. The target province must support a rail network. I don't think we can travel the rail, and I just wasted a turn's worth of moves there. So yeah, we're just going to have to walk to Aki and take it back, and then meanwhile we're going to have more rebellions elsewhere. Like, it's almost a guarantee, and we could end up with large enemy armies moving into these provinces as well. So, I mean, there's really no safe space for us at current. Let's get rid of this enemy fleet. Oh my gosh, just the one-ship wonders here from the AI. Captured another ship that I don't want. It's going to add to the cost of repair of this fleet because I had to auto-resolve. Wish you got money for dismantling those ships, like got money for the resources. I wonder if that's a mod someone could make. Alright, so there we go. We had to spend a lot of our money, but I should be able to take this army. And I think the auto-resolve will be pretty kind to us here. We have this... They have an Armstrong gun. If we capture that, that would be sick. Nope, we didn't. Dang. I was hoping we'd capture that Armstrong gun. Alright, that adds to our income quite a bit, actually, so that's pleasant and helpful. You don't want to field artillery schools. Well... Yeah, we can't afford cannons, but who are we kidding? Can't afford that. Let's torch that and build something that helps generate pro-imperial influence. We are slowly gaining independent mindset here, but we're going to have to be kind of bouncing back and forth to keep up the leadership of the populace here. This veteran increased in rank. Let's get to him. 5 reload skill for everybody in the army. That's never a bad thing. Ammunition for the units in that army. Resolve when training troops. Campaign movement range. So that's all good stuff. And hopefully we'll get to use them eventually. Right now, we're just in the dregs of no money. Let's get some more comments here. Saxman says, such a great series. It's made a great lunch break. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Boy, we are a long way from digging ourselves out of this one, folks. We've got multiple more episodes of having to deal with this type of rebelliousness, getting things repaired. Even when we do get some buildings repaired, others are going to continually be bombarded. So the only way we're really going to dig out of this is to slowly start taking territory away from the enemy while just doing our best to deal with our revolts. Yeah, I mean, that's just literally all we can do. There isn't any other way to get this done. So, like, for instance, this army, I should be able to bounce back and forth to help try and keep the revolt chance lower here. Made a little bit of cash on that one, so I am going to go ahead and put in a police station that will help repress this. But we ended up with the samurai revolt in just that very first turn, right there. So this is going to be a whole lot of this type of rebellion. Alright, so, and see, look, the continual bombardments back here, these buildings will almost never be able to repair themselves. Bombardments on bombardments. I thought I had a fleet there. I guess I moved them back. That was unfortunate. You guys bombarded my farmland again, would be my guess. Let's go get rid of them so they won't be able to continue said bombardment. And captured a ship I don't want, so I gotta scupper it so I don't pay the upkeep on it. At least we can kill their stuff every time they get down here. This fleet is repaired. If I try and reach this one, they're just gonna sail away. Alright, so let's see. We are trying, folks. We are trying to claw our way back into it. I'm not going to spend money on repairs at the moment. Some of these buildings are about to repair themselves and should end up helping me get a little bit of income back if they come back online before they're damaged again. So let's just end another turn here, because there's not much else I can do this turn. We're limited. Tristan Blake says, I laughed so hard at the last battle. When the second ship blows up, all I could see were crew members flying everywhere. That's the way I like seeing my enemies. Oh, dang. So these guys just brought back a huge army, and it is well armed. That sucks. Wow, that's so many wooden cannons. That's going to be an... Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to fight that. I'm going to quit this, and I'll see you all back on the map. Alright, we got back to the map. Obviously, they took Buzan. There was nothing I could do to stop that. I do have that large fleet nearby. I may be able to bring it to bombard that settlement and try and weaken that army so that ours can defeat it. Because it'd be great to be able to hold more territory, but, you know, it is what it is. There's going to be only so much that we can do at the moment just to maintain our survival. Let's see, our general has up we can get here. We come from looting. Campaign movement range would be good. During ambushes, I guess. Sure. I have this samurai army out here. We need to defeat it. They're out damaging my buildings, of course. That's the only thing they can do. Okay. I'm worried about this large army here because it has so many cannons that if it catches me, or I'm in a defensive position, we're going to get absolutely annihilated by those cannons. I'm kind of thinking about laying an ambush for it.
Very well.
There we go. Yeah, we're going to lay an ambush. If that army moves forward, we can try and get them. There's a gun emplacement on that port. I would have to destroy the port in order to not get sieged by it. I'd love to be able to provide fire support against that army. It's just kind of risky at the moment. There's multiple other small fleets here, though, we need to get rid of, and ideally I would need to fight those individually so that I don't end up having to go through repairs, which is a big risk. Let's repair here. We can't afford repairs all over the place. It's just not something that's going to be feasible. Did we get our buildings repaired up here? So close. How much would it cost to repair these? Only $476. I don't know how much income that would bring back to us. I don't know if that's worth it. But let's see. I paid like $700 to do some repairs there. Let's watch our income. We were at 96. Of course, it could flip-flop depending on what's happened. We need to get rid of these small fleets. Copper-plated Corvette. Yeah, I mean, this is not going to be much of a threat. So I'm going to fight some of these manually, and then I'll be back with some more action for you all here shortly. Alright, I took no damage in that battle, so I better not see anything listed here, because I know how that's happened before where we don't get damaged, and CA still gives us damage. So I'm going to have to continue to clean up these little one-ship fleets one at a time, because we can't afford the repairs given by the auto-resolve. Alright, so it's going to be another decisive victory. We didn't take any losses, so that is good news for us. And then there's this small Choshu Imperial Vanguard fleet. They've got a wooden Kasuga, Conrad Maru, and a damaged Chiton. So this should be more of the same. But I'll let you all see this one because I haven't showed a ton of battle footage on this episode, so let's get into this fight. Alright, this battle's underway. I've got some torpedoes in the water too, and it looks like one of them's going to catch the bow. Oh, it did. Sweet. That was a long-range torpedo shot. Very long range. Alright, I've got my other boats set up, ready to receive the enemy with broadsides, and I'm bringing my torpedo boats around for another kind of salvo here. So let's get the tubes cleared. These boats kind of got caught on each other turning around, and I need to get my Kotetsu. My armored frigate needs to wheel about, so I'm going to reposition these ships. But this flank should be ready. I'm trying to fall back. Come on, get out of the way of each other. Let's go.
Your general is under attack, sir.
All right, we took a. If I took a volley, then they should be taking one. What the heck? I should have just as good a range. I guess maybe my armor-piercing shells have slightly decreased range. I don't know. That's really irritating. I'm gonna put some torpedoes downrange here. Get out of the way. I need this boat to get underway. I'm gonna switch back to solid shot just to see if it gives me... I think the AI is just cheating and shooting from outside of range. What it looks like to me. Because look, I'm on round shot right here, which should be the maximum range. They fired at me, but I'm not in range of them. You have a fire on board their ship, and these torpedoes are actually tracking right for that chitin back in the background, so they're gonna have to move or they're gonna get torpedoed. Continue to pursue with my kotetsu. I'm gonna keep swinging these torpedo boats around and putting torpedoes out in the path of that ship. Okay, there goes a couple more torpedo launches. Let's go check these ones. Oh my gosh. He doesn't start sailing immediately. These are gonna catch him. Oh boy, yeah, they just went down to an armor-piercing shell, and these torpedoes are gonna catch this boat amidships. Oh, it was just outside of range. The torpedoes stopped right before they got there. Oh, how unfair. Wonder if the sinking ship's gonna take a torpedo. It was just outside of the torpedo range. It went through it because it's sinking. Okay. That is very unfortunate. I was very much hoping to see some torpedo strikes. I'm gonna keep my Kasuga sailing on this line. I'm gonna come to a halt with my frigate because it doesn't possess the speed that I want. I'm gonna try and cut my Kotetsu through here and open fire on their Chitin-class corvette. Swing my torpedo boats around, see whether they're capable of maneuvering themselves out of a paper bag. Okay, so my Kotetsu has opened fire. I'm gonna bring my armored frigate bear on this chitin. Ooh, what a shot. Must have hit the powder magazine or something. So all the enemy ships utterly destroyed with really maybe one volley I received in return. Alright, so successful once again. Doesn't say we took any losses there. So looks like we're in good shape with our fleet, and we sunk all the enemies who were in the vicinity. That port was damaged anyway, though my railroad station may come back online soon enough. But there we go, we cleared out enemy fleets, and it caused a little damage to our enemies. Just, you know, it's a small victory, but we'll take the victories in whatever shape we can get them. I've got an ambush set up here, and I will join you all next time in the Satsuma Republic campaign as we try to clear the smoke from the air, and what has become a very challenging situation for us. It'd be great to go ahead and get Kyushu fully secured. We're going to need that, and I'll see what we can do towards it, but it's going to take time since we can afford so very little at the moment. We're just going to have to be patient and play our way through it. That's really just the only way we're going to start to get things done here. We can almost support the taxes there, and it'd be so helpful because that province makes a lot of money. I cannot risk a samurai rebellion back there and damage all that stuff up. But we're very close indeed. Then at Suo, we're not so close, but I've got a police station there now, which is at least helping to stabilize things. It's still not enough to pull us from pro-emperor. It looks like it's pro-imperial is 2, and then we're 1.5 to independent, so it's going to take a little more. We're going to have to start to beat some of the Choshu Imperial Vanguard around here in order to start to take over that. We did get another samurai rebellion at Bitchu. That is unfortunate. Looks like kind of a weak one, though. So I don't know whether or not we would be able to hold out against it. This money is so tight. We can always just turn around and back. But see, that's a rail station. I don't know if we can afford issue Bizin. I might take a couple of these troops. See if I can get them garrisoned here in time. The AI is probably going to stop on the first term and attack my commercial farming again. So I'll see whether we can get the extra troops here. If we can probably hold out against that rebellion. But I got to keep a pretty sizable force here, because this is where I'm going to be holding the line against any potential invaders coming in from closer to Kyoto. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out. I'll see you soon with some more action in Total War Shogun 2.